Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in honor of Thanksgiving this coming Monday, I thought I would try something a little different in the kitchen today. I absolutely love cheesecake. Everyone who knows me knows that I would do anything for a slice of cheesecake. But during the holidays, I like to have a warm slice of pie, particularly apple pie. So I thought I would combine the two and make an apple crumble cheesecake. So let's give it a shot. Okay, so we're going to start by making the graham cracker base. So I have 4 cups of graham cracker crumbs. And to that, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And some melted butter. So I'm making 2 cheesecakes here, so I'm doubling everything. And this recipe, by the way, I got from Tasty. I love their videos. They're just like so cute. So for those that don't know, I actually had a baking business last year, Sweets by Souza, and it was literally my child. I still get emotional when I talk about it because I put so much time and effort into that. And it was just at a point where I just felt like, I was doing everything on my own, and it was really hard to balance that with acting. And I know that acting at the end of the day is what I ultimately want to do. So I kind of had to make that decision to stop it, which was really hard. But I still love baking. I love taking every chance to get into the kitchen as much as possible. Okay, so I have 2 9-inch springform pans. I'm a little hesitant because the recipe calls for 8-inch, but I struggled so much to find an 8-inch springform pan. I went to Dollarama, Walmart, the Bulk Barn, and I could not find an 8-inch springform pan. It's not that much of a common thing. So I know that this recipe is going to turn out a little flatter than what it actually is supposed to be, but I'm hoping that it'll still turn out good. So we're just going to pour half of this into one of them. I also lined it with parchment paper so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. I love the smell of baked graham crackers. It just reminds me of s'mores and I purposely bought a little extra because, your girl's gonna make some s'mores at some point. So I preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and I'm going to pop these bad boys into the oven for 5 minutes, and we'll get started on the filling. For the cheesecake filling, what I'm going to be doing is adding 4 packs of Philly cream cheese. Shout out to No Frills for having it on sale. And I'm just going to beat that with the paddle attachment so it gets all soft and chewy. Okay. Now what's weird is that I will only eat cream cheese if it's in a cheesecake. Like I'll never have a cream cheese bagel or on toast or anything like that in a sandwich. I used to say sandwich all the time until someone had to correct me and tell me that it was sandwich. And what's cool about this recipe is that there's actually no eggs in it. So there's cream cheese, but if you're looking to cut out eggs, which I am, then this recipe is honestly so perfect. Okay, so to that, what I'm going to be adding is some cinnamon, some cornstarch, and some ginger. The real purpose of cornstarch is really just to give it a nice chewy consistency, which is something you totally want in a pie, nevertheless a pie and a cheesecake. And then I'm also going to add some white sugar and some brown sugar. Okay, now let's mix that up. On low. Whenever you're mixing dry ingredients, always mix it on low. This smells so freaking good. I'm so excited. Sometimes with cheesecake, the cream cheese kind of gets stuck at the bottom, so you have to make sure you scrape not only the sides, but the bottom as well. To that, what I'm going to add is 2 teaspoons of good old vanilla extract. Whenever I think of vanilla extract, it just reminds me of being a kid again, because my mom would always make this sponge cake, and it would have this vanilla flavor / aroma to it, and I would always come downstairs and lick the bowl, so just reminds me of being a child again. Next, we're gonna work on the apple crumble topping. So in a bowl here, I have some brown sugar, some oats, and some flour. And to that, I'm gonna add some melted butter, because everything is better with butter. And when I'm baking, I never skimp, I never use like a margarine or something. Like if you're gonna bake, use the real stuff, use real butter. So to that, what I'm gonna add is 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And when I find brown sugar, just also makes recipes that much better because it has a more chewy consistency.
Brown sugar is always better.
Now for the exciting part, we get to assemble everything. So my graham cracker crusts have cooled. And what I'm gonna do next is layer in the cheesecake layer. Hopefully I do this evenly. And you definitely wanna make sure the graham cracker has cooled before adding the cream cheese, because that would be a disaster. For the apples, I did use Granny Smith. I took 4, I cut them up into cute little slices. For pies, I definitely recommend using a green apple. And you can also mix that in with the red apple, but definitely use some sort of green apple because they're more tart and they hold their shape when you bake them, so they're not going to be too mushy when they come out of the oven. I like it when it has a little bit of a bite to it. So once that is done like so, you're going to take the apples and just layer them nicely in each one. Okay, you know what, this does not look that great. It does not look that pretty, but we're gonna work with it. You know, art wasn't my best class in school, so please forgive me. And last but not least, we are going to add the apple crumble topping. So let's just get that on there. Apple crumble, I just feel like, is the easy way if you want apple pie, but you don't want to fully make that commitment of making a full-on pie crust. Okay, now I'm gonna pop these bad boys into the oven at 350 for 30 minutes. And then I'm gonna let them sit at room temperature for a few hours, and then I'm going to let it set in the fridge for another couple hours, and then I'll be able to slice it and drizzle it with some caramel. Oh my god, it smells so freaking good. Holy crap. Look at how toasty and golden brown these babies are.
Meet the Ninja Cookie Pressure Cooker with Tender Crisp technology. The best of pressure cooking and air frying are now in one pot.
Okay, so it's a moment of truth. I got myself a nice little slice here, and I made some caramel with brown sugar, butter, and evaporated milk. So I'm just gonna put that on top. Like that. Okay. I'm so excited. This is so good. Just the caramel with the cheesecake, and then the graham cracker adds a nice little texture to it. Okay, so I'm definitely going to post a link to this recipe below. If you guys make it, let me know how it goes. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving.